Hiya, I'm Simone Radley from England and Nails, and in this video I am, well, I don't know exactly what I'm going to be doing. So basically Joanna asked on the Ink Nail Tech group for some inspirational pictures that we can use. So I'm going to be working from them. So in a few of these videos that I've done, and I've not known what to call it or what to say that I'm doing, it's because I'm working off a picture, and to be honest, until I start doing it, I don't really know what it's going to look like. So that is what we're going to do. So really, there could be like a series, couldn't there? Yeah. Could be like a collection, maybe we could do that, and then you could put them all together, of working off of pictures, and then you can see obviously how I get to where I get to. So, the first picture I'm going to do is from Louise Stephanie, and it's a scarf in Next, and I like it. So that's important, I think, although obviously you're doing nails for clients, is you've got to get a picture that you like. So if it appeals to you and it's like you can see maybe colours that you like or shapes that you like, then you're always going to do a better job, to be honest. So pick something that really sort of stands out to you. So I'm going to start with, I think I'm going to do a base of I-43. And when Joanna does the video, she'll put the picture in as well, so obviously you can see what I'm working from. And hopefully how I've got to where I've got to. Although sometimes it's probably not very obvious how I've got to where I've got to. But that'll become apparent in some other videos, I think. So I-43 I'm going to start with. And when you see the picture that I'm working from, you'll see that I'm taking elements of it, but I'm not exactly copying it. Because it's just a bit of inspiration. So like the background colour is different, but hopefully it'll work well together. So I'm going to pop that into cure for 60 seconds. Because also, whether it's a picture you've chosen yourself or whether a client sent you a picture to work from, you've also got to translate that into products that you've got. So, you know, you might want to just take elements of it, but even if you're trying to work closely to the picture, you've got to make it fit colours and products that you've got to work with as well. So now that's out of the lamp, I'm going to do another coat. And then once you've done your second coat, just pop that into cure for 60 seconds. So now that's come out of the lamp, I'm going to decant my other colours onto one of our silicone pads. So I have got I-188, which is Cuban Lily. So really nice lilac-y purple. I'm going to choose 168 Lone Wolf, and that is, I always think of it as a light grey, but I'd say mid-grey. I love this colour.
Yeah, because the new grey is light on that, wasn't it? So
yeah,
so it's now the official mid-grey.
It is, yeah, mid-grey. In my head though, I always picture it lighter. Then I've got 127 English Mustard. This has been so popular. Mustard is really back with a bang. Oh, they look nice together as well, don't they? And then I'm going to use the new I-191, which is tawny. And we need a bit of 161, which is Asgard. Do you know, doing these videos is really going to help me learn names, because I'm a numbers person. So it's good, because I'm going to, soon, I'll be a whiz with the names as well. So I'm going to get my dotting tools. These are really good because they're labelled with letters, like as they go up in size, and I really like that. So if you're working on a smaller nail, I would use a smaller size dotting tool, but because we've got a big, huge, massive tip, then we can use bigger ones. So it's kind of like a leopard print, like a multicoloured leopard print, really. So we're going to be sort of layering a little bit, one colour on top of another. So I'm going to start with my background colours first, which is going to be tawny and lone wolf. Got it. And I'm going to kind of dot and dab roughly these colours. You don't want it to be like sort of even, like dead symmetrical shapes, like or circles or anything. You just kind of, you can dot and dab it on, you can scribble it on. Just try not to, if you are dabbing it, try not to dab crazy and lift your dotting tool off all the time, because you'll dab bubbles into it. So you can dab, but I don't really take my dotting tool out of the gel, it's in there all the time, so I'm not pushing bubbles into it. So now that's come out of the lamp, I'm going to add my 168, and I'm going to do basically the same thing. I'm going to overlap a little bit in places, but I'm doing the same thing really. But I do want to leave plenty of the background colour. I don't want to cover it all up, so we'll not go too wild with it, she says, because we've got plenty of other stuff to go on, so we only want a little bit. So I'm going to pop that into cure again for 60 seconds. So now we're going to add in a couple of our other colours as well. These ones we're not going to put a huge amount, so I'm going to use 127, and I'm just going to dot a little dot of that first off. Then I'm going to use 188 Cuban Lily, and I want a little bit of that as well somewhere else. Just a bit of a random shape. It's not a dot, it's kind of, it looks a bit like a bean, little bean shape. And then I'm going to get a bit more English mustard, because I want a bit bigger bit. And again, I'm overlapping this. And I'm applying it thin, but probably a little bit thicker than I normally would, because I'm going over another colour. And then I'm putting a bit more mustard here in the middle. I'm doing this bit a little bit bigger. And then I'm going to put a bit more Cuban Lily as well here. Again, a little bit bigger this one. And I'm going to put a little bit down here as well. And then this is going to be our base. So I'm going to cure that for 60 seconds. So now that's out the lamp, now we're going to put our black on, which is where you'll see the pattern coming together. So I'm going to use a mixture of the vice versa brush. I love this brush. It's just good for everything. And my dotting tools as well. So I'm using the smaller ones, not the really tiny ones. This is C and D. And then we're going to use that for our pattern. So we've got 161. And sometimes if you decant your colours all at the beginning, they thicken a bit on your pad, so you might need to either put them out in order of how you're going to work, or you just need to add a little bit more. So it's kind of, it's leopard print, but it's not, it's kind of a bit of a rough leopard print, which I like. So I'm going to squiggle with this dotting tool. So I'm squiggling just some black squiggly blobs. And try the brush and the dotting tool and just see what you prefer, because you might prefer using one over the other. when you're putting this on, you don't want it to be too thick. You want obviously it to cover, but if it's too thick, when you put it in the lamp, it'll wrinkle because it's so pigmented. So you don't need a lot. And then I'm going to use my brush for these little bits. It's going to look a bit more leopard printy because I'm going to, again, quite rough, go round the outside. You can also wiggle it side to side so you're going inwards towards your colour, just to help make it a little bit more uneven. And the bigger bits, I'm not going like dead round it. I'm leaving some of the purple sticking out, some sticking outside some of the black. If you find that your black is settling into a bit of an even shape, just pop it into cure, to flash cure for a few seconds. Now I'm going to work around this quite big blob of English mustard, but again I'm leaving a little bit of it sort of sticking out the side, but kind of doing that rough leopard print shape. And I'm going to flash cure that because I've left a little tiny gap in the black. If I'd have left it, it would have sort of spread out, and I like it with that sort of little bit of a gap in. And then I'm going to work around this little bit of English mustard. I'm just going to flash cure that. Now I'm going to add in some sort of random leopard print-ish shapes. So I'm kind of making, I'm thinking about a circle but wiggly and leaving a gap. So there's like a break in it. I'm not going all the way around. And then because I'm not going all the way around, I'm going to flash cure it in a second. I just want them to be different sizes as well. Some really little ones, some medium ones, some bigger ones. I'm going to put in a couple of more sort of more solid black patches. I'm going to do the bigger ones with my brush and then smaller ones with my dotting tool. I'm quite happy with that. So I'm going to pop that in for a full cure, 60 seconds. Ooh, I love it. So now it's out the lamp. I'm going to top coat it with Rock Plus. You can use whichever shiny top coat you want, but it's best to have one with a sticky layer because we're going to go over it again. So I would use either Rock Plus or Rock Plus Light. Pop it into the lamp to cure for 60 seconds. So now that top coat's cured, I'm going to make it matte. Not just because this velvet matte top coat is the best matte top coat ever, because it's a scarf and it looks like, yeah, it's like a bit fluffy. So I feel like matte, it will look good. So once that's all covered, pop it into the lamp again for 60 seconds. And that is it, done! I love it! And it looks really nice, matte. Of course, I'm going to say that, but it does. I love it. So thank you very much for sharing that picture with us, Louise. Yeah, it's great. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one. Bye!